Hey, Chris House fans, guess what? We got the new Landslide XTE, and today is new Redcat day. Frick. Can't wait to get their crawler in. Ooh, get all excited. This thing looks 10 out of 10, but ass. The flames in there, nice. Jeez. I'm impressed. So, 8 skill's a big category, and we have... 8 skills never really, I don't think, clicked as far as our shop is concerned. Like, we've had a few come in, a few go out, a few come in, and when I see this though, I get really excited. This is really cool. So, body detail, I don't know, I'm giving this thing like a 9 out of 10. Because 10 out of 10 is impossible. Well, I don't know, maybe it is possible. This thing looks great. So, let's take the body off. Again, this is a new Redcat Landslide XTE. This thing looks frickin' heavy duty, okay? So we're, when we see these like diff covers here, it's like massive. It's so overbuilt. The linkages on here, huge. Steel steering bars, which is great. Or like, I guess you call it your drag link. Bumpers are big and beefy as well. We have, so this is loosely based on a lot of the parts that come on the Terremoto, okay? And I believe it would be the Terremoto 8, but it could be some of the 10 stuff as well. We haven't got into all that, and it takes a while to kind of get it all figured out. But anyways, so, and when I say get it figured out, I mean, you know, we try to get the parts in here as quick as friggin' possible because we want to make sure that, you know, we have what you need, okay? Vehicles usually take a little bit to get stuff rolling, but Redcat's pretty good with us. So, 15 kilogram servo. Good job. Metal gear in there as well, okay? So that's going to give you all the torque you could ever really ever want on this truck, which a lot of vehicles are coming with 9 kg, 8 kg, 7, so 15 is really a buster. Charlie, stop whining for treats. What a good dog. We got these cool battery trays, just like in the shredder there, that have a little extra section there. So when you put your battery in, it's not like choking the battery right on the sidewall. When you have this little spot here, when you put the battery in, the wires can come out safely without stress on them and plug in to the speed control, which is great. So you get an 8-scale speed control in here. It's an SC8 RTR. Again, Redcat uses genuine Hobbywing electronics, so they are the... Well, as far as I'm concerned, their stuff it's 10 out of 10. It really is that good. We got a 1920 kilovolt motor. Okay, so again, I won't get into the whole thing, but KVs on motors are really irrelevant now because yes, it has to match the vehicle, but there's a lot of factors that determine speed and, you know, torque and stuff like that. So we won't get into that, but they use a really, really nice heat sink here, which is great. All aluminum, big heat sink. That's big. That's got to be like 50 mil, 60 mil long, which is excellent. Nice battery tie downs as well. Can you give him something? Just so he stops whining. Thank you. Charlie knows how to get his treats. Okay, so I'm getting to the really cool stuff, all right? So a lot of the parts, front and rear, are cross-compatible. If you look here, same diffs front and rear, which is pretty common for 90% of vehicles out there, okay? Your hubs and carriers, drive shafts are the same thing, same front and rear, okay? Your shocks are the same thing. Now, as a plus here, the shocks are kind of look like what's came on the old Earthquakes. They provide good damping, but as you can see, they're kind of turned all the way down, so maybe it would have been a little better to use a heavier spring from the factory, or maybe a little bit longer of a shock, okay? But as far as now I know this doesn't have batteries in it, but when you drop this, it's nice that it's still a little preloaded, which is good. So that means that they actually did the setup on this truck really, really well. The shocks are big, but again, it would be neat to see something just a little bit bigger. But that's okay. If it works, then I'm okay with it, because we get a lot of trucks that come in too that have big shocks that suck. Now, I'm not going to point those out, but that's okay, all right? So, you got old school styled rims. I love these old, I don't know how many hole they are, 50. I don't know, maybe like 12 hole. With simulated bead lock, okay, simulated, so it's not a bead lock. With really cool tires. Now, these tires have been around for Redcat for about 8 years now. And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The tires have been slightly changed, I see, like on the sides here, but the tire is basically the same as what they've used on ground pounders, Earthquakes. So when we look at this tire, and then we look at, oh no, it is the exact same. Oh, okay, my bad. Look at that. I love proving myself wrong sometimes. I thought it was a little different at the end there, little barbs. So, or like the outer lugs. 17 mil though. That is great. We love 17 mil because that means you can put on Proline wheels. That means you can put on any kind of 17 mil, like even a Duratrax wheel, which we have lots of. So, you know, 80 to 120 bucks, get yourself a new set of wheels if you want. But these wheels are great. We're loving it. I'm saving the best to last here, okay? So, well, let's have another gripe while we're at it. This radio, come on, Redcat. Come on. Yeah.
Cheesy.
Cheesy. Yeah, like this, I mean... I'm sure it's gonna work. I know the radios that come with these are supposed to be, but that stinks. I don't know. It has all the functionality, but you know, I like the older Redcat radios, to be honest with you. The classic style, like these guys, those are great. I've sold probably freaking 300 of those radios, and they just work. I'm sure this will work too. It feels light and kind of goofy and whatever, but it is only 4 AA, so that's good. Okay, look, here's the good stuff. Look at this chassis. Look at it! Looks like something from Howard Hughes' airplane designing days. Like, it's just, the profile of it's really friggin' cool. So I guess it's like a stamped chassis. Got these little diamond inserts here, which holds together the diff casing, which is cool. But when you look at this carefully, you see all the big hardware is big because it's going into differentials and bumpers and stuff like that. So we love seeing all this. This is M4 hardware. Without me pulling it apart, I can tell you that's what it is, and the same with an M4 there. And the rest of it's M3, all countersunk. But this chassis profile, so it's hard to tell, but this kind of rounds up and then goes down and then rounds up again. Beautiful. And you can use it as like a mirror. Okay, well, you can polish it and you can use it as a mirror. See if you got something in your teeth. I don't know. Okay, that's enough on me. That wasn't even that funny. Ha ha ha! Alright, so... No, that's not my real laugh. Wah, wah. So, there's the Landslide. I'm digging it. It looks good. Drive shafts look good in it. It's got a center diff as well. I know I kind of skipped over some stuff. The motor up high is kind of odd too. But I get it. When you have a dual battery truck, you know, keep the batteries there. The bulk of the weight is low. I know somebody out there, internet land, be like, well, the motor's up high. That's a high center of gravity. Yeah, but they're making motors a lot lighter and a lot just more compact. That's the better word to use. So, yeah, you might...
The whole truck sits low.
Huh?
The whole truck sits low,
but
so you're okay.
Exactly. The whole truck has a pretty low center of gravity, okay? Like, this thing isn't, you know, a mile high, okay? Like, you know, like if we're looking at, like, a Stampede 4x4, which, again, is not a direct comparison. As far as a comparable truck, I don't know. I'm going to compare this to Redcat's older electric called the Earthquake 80. This is a step up. It's bigger, it's beefier, it looks like it's going to be more durable. You know, time will only tell, but the Terremotos have always been good for us, and I think they got a real winner. So, let's put the body back on. Look, and the body just goes on. Man, I love that. There's nothing worse than when we're doing a video and it takes like, we gotta put the phone down and take 2 minutes to put the friggin' body on, right? It's like, oh. Yeah, anyways, it's all good. So, if you want a good-looking 8-scale truck for around I think it's around the 500 buck mark, again, Canadian prices, in Canada. Canada. I'm not even gonna tell you why I have to say that. Somebody in, who would complain? Alaska! Yeah, they'll complain. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Florida cries every time I tell them the
I
price
know,
difference.
yeah. So anyways, it's all good. So we've got that here at Chris's house. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to see a head-to-head or a shootout, post your comments below. And have a great day, guys.